All right, what is going on, y'all? Profitz here, and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a quick trade breakdown on a trade that I took earlier this week. Specifically on Wednesday, I ended up taking this trade and ended up taking profit. It hit my TP that I had already set overnight, Wednesday night, going into Thursday. So let's go ahead and get into this breakdown. So again, this is CAD JPY. I ended up entering on the 1 hour time frame, but this is really kind of a mixture of in between a 4 hour and 1 hour setup. So it's a simple setup. If you guys don't know like my real overall kind of strategy, I'm going to go into it a little bit, but I might not go over specifics when it comes to exactly how things work in this strategy. But anyways, first I'll just go over this zone. I do have videos on my channel if you go back and check things out, kind of going over a little bit more in depth of the strategy, so just so you know that. But we have a zone here of resistance, right? We have multiple pops off of the zone, resistance, broke through, resistance comes back down, and that is ended up where we entered. But why did I enter and choose this zone, right? So first area of confluence, or the first thing of confluence, besides other than the resistance, which really is one area of confluence right there, is going to be the 1 hour 200 moving average, which is also the 4 hour 50. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, boom, 4 hour 50 is perfectly tapped right at this resistance zone. So that is two confluences that is decent for to be able to take a trade off of, right? But that is not enough confluence for myself. I usually want 3 or more confluences to be able to say, okay, I am confident enough to enter this trade. So what do we also have? We are coming off of a 4 hour shark fin, as you can see here. But this right here, this exact high that we had was a 1 hour shark fin. So that is what gave me an incline to, okay, that is another reason. Basic structure, you could say, is even another reason. So we have a low here that obviously we broke to highs here, then we came down all the way, broke these lows, came up, made a lower high, and then what happens when you make a lower high? You're going to come in and make a lower low. So that is another thing of confluence there. But mainly that is just more of like basic structure that I don't even like take into heavy consideration, but it's one thing that's like, okay, the structure makes sense. We broke the lows. Now we can look to have a lower high and then have another lower low. So obviously you're going to look for sells there and not buys. But with the moving average and the shark fin, those are my real two confluences, along with the support zone or resistance zone of why I'm taking this trade. And we also see what? We see exhaustion coming up here. See how these candles are getting really small, and you start seeing a lot of wicks and very small bullish candles compared to this big bullish impulse out. You see big bullish candle, big bullish candle, big bullish candle, and then they slowly start doing this stair stepping up, but slowly arching over, along with the moving average, along with a shark fin. And guess what? If we pull up our Bollinger Bands, this was a 2.0 Bollinger Band touch as well. So that is another area of confluence. So as you can see, the trades that I'm taking on these 1 hour and 4 hour time frames have multiple layers of confluence. Not just one thing, not just two things, not even just three things most of the time. But 3 is the minimum amount of confluences I need to take a trade. But they need to be really powerful if there's 3. But this one literally had like 5 areas of confluence, however you want to say it, that made this trade worthy of taking, in my opinion. Now, where did I want to exit? So I took this area on, or this trade on a challenge account, and then also a small personal fund or personal account. And so I had a couple stop losses. I had 2 entries on my personal account, and I had my take profits, set for right when it hits these lows, because hitting the lows is a safe place to get out. And this was going into, like I mentioned, Wednesday night, going into Thursday morning. So I'm like, if price tanks overnight and hits my take profit, that'd be a great thing. I'd be happy. But I left one running just in case. Let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. That the move does the full move from the 4-hour 50 moving average, which is where we tapped and then had the entry on, and it moved all the way down to the 4-hour 200, which is the basic trade that happens very often. If you guys watch the higher time frames or even backtest the higher time frames, watch when you have a break and retest of the 4-hour 50 and look how many times it goes to the 200. So as you can see, we had a break through that 50, this blue line, break through, pull up, retest, and then guess what? It takes price all the way down to the 200 moving average. Then it bounced back up. This could have even probably been another buy here, but there wasn't enough confluence for me to even look at it. So those were the confluences I needed to take this CAD JPY 1-hour trade. To me, it was kind of a no-brainer. I wasn't even looking at this pair, but I was just scrolling through my pairs on my phone, right? And I immediately noticed it and checked my confluences. Boom. Okay, we have a shark fin at the 1 hour. Great. We have the moving average, 1-hour 200, which is also the 4-hour 50. We also have the area of resistance here. And we also have the 2.0 Bollinger Band touch, which is another key influence. That's actually one of the main ones, I would say. The Bollinger Band touch, the 1-hour shark fin, and the 1-hour 200, which is also the 4-hour 50. Those three confluences were my main confluences for this trade. The extra confluences, I would say, which are just kind of like bonus confluences, right? Whoops, I did not mean to click on that ad. Bonus confluences for this trade, we're going to be that we structurally have broken this low, so we're looking to make a lower high, and then the resistance zone. Those are going to be the kind of just bonus ones, but structurally it makes more sense to take this trade rather than if this was kind of just in no man's land in the middle of nowhere, it wouldn't have looked as good, right? But when you have all these confluences in one place, there's usually going to be more than 3 confluences. So ended up taking the trade. I had one of my positions, like I said, take profit overnight. So I woke up, TP was hit at this low for about 63 pips right here. Price hit that low, and then my runner went all the way to the 4-hour 200, which was down here, and that's where I took profit on my runner. So that ended up being almost a 1 to 4, a 1 to 3.5, over 1 to 3.5 risk to reward ratio on this trade, which is phenomenal, which is great. But what the point I've been really trying to get across on the past like 3 or 4 videos now, if you guys are subscribers, then you guys know that this is kind of what I've been preaching, is simplicity. Now, if this was really complex to you, really it's just a few key indicators that you needed to study up on, and you can check out my channel for the rest of that. And that's going to be how to properly use shark fins, how to properly identify Bollinger Band touches, and then moving average plays on higher time frame. Now, does this mean that you can go and enter every 4-hour 50 break and retest or every 1-hour 200 break and retest? No, that is not what I'm saying, because a lot of times price might be having a full reversal or something like that, and it might blast right through those moving averages. But when you are you're stacking the cards in your favor when it comes to having 3+ confluences in one area. And also, most gurus won't say this, but time in the markets is going to beat any kind of indicator or strategy, in my opinion. Of course, you want to have some kind of entry and exit criteria, like the ones I mentioned today, like these, why I entered this trade. You need to have some sort of trading plan and basis when it comes to that. But also, you want to, or time in the markets and just being able to identify that, okay, and have sort of that intuition that this trade looks good, or you know what, something feels off about this trade, I'm not going to enter. Intuition is actually a huge part of trading. A lot of gurus won't say that, and they say, oh, you need to trade perfectly mechanical and just enter when when everything lines up for your strategy, and then exit whenever it does. But sometimes your intuition will be right, and once you have years in the market, like myself, 5+ years in the market now, the intuition is going to be right more times than often, especially on the high time frames, because there's a lot less noise. When you're trading the 5-minute time frame, it's almost harder to have intuition because there's so much noise that can happen. There's so many impulses that can happen, stop loss hunts, which do happen on the higher time frame, but at a much slower pace. The higher time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily time frames, will give you so much time, so much more time to analyze these trades and really make the best decisions. Okay, do I want to enter here? Usually you're not going to have to make that decision in a split second and think, okay, oh, my entry criteria is hit. I need to enter immediately within this next 30 seconds or the trade's going to play out. No, look at this. This is the 1 hour time frame. Look how long this took to play out, right? We can just even count them, right? I entered on this 1 hour candle. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We can even say 19 hours, almost a full day for this trade to play out. So you don't, and this was actually played out very quickly compared to some of the trades I take that might take multiple days, a week to play out. But hopefully you guys got something good out of that. Let me know if you did. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Please subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already and you enjoy this content. If you got any value out of it, would really appreciate the thumbs up and subscribe. Even share it to maybe any of your trading friends if you think that they could benefit from this. My whole goal of this channel is to, one, transparently show my journey, and then also be able to help as many of you guys as you can become profitable or speed up that process to become profitable, because it did take me a long time to get to the point where I'm at. And I think that if I was following the right people, the right mentors, instead of going through the gambit of fake gurus and stuff like that and courses, because trust me, I've been through the ringer and I learned my lessons from that, but all that got me to where I am today. So if I can speed that up for someone, for you guys watching, that is the whole goal of this channel. So I appreciate you guys. Again, would love to know what your thoughts are on the video down below. Also, any video suggestions you guys might have for me, I'm open to those as well. So appreciate it. I hope you guys had a good trading week, and I hope you guys are doing awesome. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.